Blue and red lights flashed across my front lawn, painting that perfect white picket fence in colors that just didn't belong in a place called Quiet Mornings. I stood on my porch, a crumpled yellow paper in my fist. Another violation. Another power play from the HOA while Karen Miller, board president and self-appointed sheriff of Willow Crest, paced the sidewalk with her phone on speaker, barking orders to the cops like she was leading a SWAT raid. Yes, officer, he's refusing the fine. He's hostile, breaking the rules. You need to get here now. Meanwhile, my dog Daisy pressed her nose against the door, whining, and my hands were steady but tight. I called out her bogus fine in front of 2 neighbors, so I knew Karen was coming for blood. Didn't even take 10 minutes. 2 police cruisers rolled up, officers stepping out slow, and measured one of them with his hand a little too close to his belt for comfort. Karen pointed at me with the authority of a queen, chin up. That's your troublemaker. He thinks he's above the rules. I just held up the violation. Not paying $2,000 for hanging a flag on Memorial Day, Karen. Your rule doesn't even match state law, and you know it. Her smile froze and snapped right back on, mask-like, and Officer Daniels, the taller one, started in with the official questions. Before I could explain, Karen gasped and clutched her wrist, looking at the cops like she was about to faint. He threatened me. Sure, that happened. The air felt charged sprinklers ticking somewhere, a lawnmower in the distance. But all I could hear was my own heart, loud and steady. Daniel stepped closer. Sir, step down from the porch. My phone buzzed. A text from my sister. Breathe. Remember who you are. Just then, brakes hissed at my gate. A tow truck I never called rolled up, driver pointing at my work truck like he owned it. Karen actually clapped. Perfect timing. The cops tensed. The driver swung the tow hook, ready to haul off the truck I used to pay my bills. I felt the fight rising, but let me back up a sec because you need to know why I never wanted a fight in the first place. I'm Daniel Redan to most. Guy who likes old trees and slow mornings. A man who works with his hands and believes in making things straight and strong, not stirring up trouble. When I saw this house at the end of Willow Crest Lane, not the biggest or fanciest, but the porch faced the sunrise and a giant oak-held court in the yurty, felt something click. I bought it. First week, I waved at every neighbor. Fixed a fence, shoveled a driveway, even baked cookies and handed them out, though I can't bake to save my life. Most folks just looked at me funny. Turns out, kindness makes some people suspicious around here. Karen showed up on my porch in a blue blazer with a name tag, sized me up like I was a stain on the curb. Welcome to Willow Crest. We have a standard to uphold. She handed me a binder the size of a phone book. Read the rules. Keep your truck out of sight. I read them. Some made sense, but then I found all these sticky notes, her sticky notes stacked onto real bylaws. No flags without approval. Only neutral porch furniture. Garage doors can't be open for more than 5 minutes. 5 minutes? I laughed. She didn't. Still, I played along. Painted the porch swing gray, kept the tools tidy, even hid the trash cans behind lattice. But come Memorial Day, I hung a small flag out front me. Dad taught me to fold it right, treat it with respect. Karen saw it and frowned like it was shouting at her. You didn't ask permission. I pointed to the binder. Law says I can fly a national flag. Your sticky notes don't. Her lips got tight. You'll receive a notice. Next morning, yellow violation. Unapproved display. $2,000 due in 10 days. And if I was even a day late, the fine jumped $100 a day. But I wasn't about to pay for something that wasn't real. Then the neighbor 2 doors down, Mr. Whitaker, a retired shop teacher, sat with me on his stoop, telling stories about the old Willow Crest before the egos outgrew the oaks. For a few minutes, I remembered why I moved here. A place where people look out for each other. Then Karen posted my address on the app with a picture of my flag. New resident disregards rules, sets a bad example. Some people piled on. Others stayed silent. That night, a note slid under my door. Pay your fine. Don't make trouble. Then came a letter saying they'd put a lien on my house if I didn't pay up. That's not how liens work. But I decided to fight with kindness, not anger. wrote a letter to the board with the state law quoted, walked it to the clubhouse. Karen was there with two other board members. Todd looked miserable. Lisa just blinked. I handed the letter over. Karen sniffed. Deadline's tomorrow. I nodded. I responded on time. She shrugged. We'll see. Next morning, my sister texted, "You're a builder, not a fighter. Build peace." So I hosted a cookout, burgers, lemonade, no speeches. Kids ran wild. Whitaker brought pickles. Even the folks who left nasty comments came by. Karen drove past, windows up, stone-faced. Monday, the red notice at my mailbox. Final warning, pay or face enforcement. The fine had ballooned her math, made no sense. I walked to the clubhouse, steady but firm, told Karen it needed to stop. "You don't know how we do things here," she said, stepping closer. "Maybe you don't know the law," I answered. "Are you threatening the board?" "No, I'm just telling the truth." She demanded I pay or face law enforcement. I refused. That night, a storm hit. Branches everywhere, one blocking Maple Drive. I grabbed my chainsaw. Whitaker joined in, a few others too. A mom honked as she passed. "Thank you." Todd was there, hair plastered down, mumbling, "This is getting out of hand." I told him, then help fix it. He just looked away. "Be careful." Next day, Karen posted that police would be present for HOA enforcement. My heart thudded. Whitaker handed me a newspaper clipping about flag rights. "You're right. Doesn't mean it's easy." I tried to act normal, watered flowers, fixed a shutter, put on a clean shirt. At 9:30, the tow truck rolled up, and here we are, full circle. Cops lined up, Karen pointing, kids watching from the corners. She told the officers I refused to pay, that I was dangerous. Officer Daniels asked, "Did you say the board doesn't know the law?" I said, I said the fine doesn't match the law. I sent a letter with the statute. Karen snapped, "He's aggressive." I remember my dad's words. When someone raises their voice, lower yours. I'm not aggressive, officer. I just won't pay for something that isn't lawful. I follow real rules, not fear. The officers asked Karen for the bylaws. She pulled out her binder, only the sticky notes, not the originals. "We have authority," she said. Daniels looked at the tow truck driver. "Who called the tow?" "The president did." The driver grinned. "His truck is a violation. It's in my driveway, screened from the street." Karen smirked. "It's visible from an angle if you squint." Tow driver started forward. Daisy barked. Officer Daniels said, "Sir, step down from the porch." I nodded, took the paper, stepped down. "I'll not resist, but I won't sign anything I don't believe in." Karen cut in. "He threatened me." Lisa from the board winced. A neighbor muttered, "That's not a threat." Karen spun. "You want a violation too?" The crowd went quiet. Then Mia, the little girl with the purple bike, whispered, "Mister, Dan gave me lemonade." Her mom pulled her back, eyes worried. My phone buzzed. "Emily, breathe." Truth is slow but strong. I relaxed my face, showing no anger. Officer Daniels said, "We're not here to enforce HOA fines. That's civil. We're just here to keep the peace." He asked the tow driver for a court order. "Just a work order." "Not without due process," the officer replied. Karen, desperate, shrieked, "He threatened me, grabbed my wrist." Gasps. "That's not true," I said. "There are cameras." Todd whispered, "I have the clubhouse footage. He didn't touch her." Karen hissed, "You do not speak for the board." Todd, soft but strong, "Truth speaks for itself." The officers hesitated. Just then, the tow truck driver finally hooked my truck, the chain pulling, metal scraping, sparks flying. Neighbors shouted. The chain snapped, whipping across the concrete and hitting the tow truck's fender. The driver fell, truck bucked, chaos everywhere. Karen shouted, "See? Violence." Officers reached for cuffs. I raised my hands high. I will not run, not confess to a lie. Then a shriek, a mother's scream. Mia, pedaling right into the tow truck's path, streamers flying. The world slowed. I sprinted, yelling her name, yanked her and her bike away as the truck slammed into the oak. Silence. Then relief she was safe, the tree cradling the truck. Crowd gasped, some clapped, some whispered. Karen snarled, "He caused this, he's dangerous." But people hesitated, seeing with their own eyes. Officer Daniels barked, "Enough." Asked if I was okay, if Mia was okay. Even the tow truck driver, shaken, muttered, "I'm done with this crazy lady." Karen, undeterred, called the county, zoning, tax office threatening to bury me in paperwork. Neighbors watched, split between fear and disbelief. Whitaker, voice steady, told Karen, "You don't protect this place, you poison it." She spat back, "You don't belong here, Daniel. You never did." But I stood my ground, voice low. "I belong anywhere I bring peace." The officers sent Karen packing for the day, but I knew it wasn't over. 2 days later, the county showed up for inspections, anonymous complaint, everything spotless. But Karen kept digging. Then the big blow, a forged foreclosure order, movers dumping boxes on my lawn. Karen's fake eviction crumbled fast. Officer Daniels stepped in, said, "This isn't worth the paper it's printed on. Back off, or you'll face charges." Neighbors started to see through her. Some even helped with legal fees, some left chalk hearts and pie. But Karen doubled down, spray painted my garage, filed a bogus lien, posted letters smearing my name, even tried to tie me to an arson when the clubhouse burned. But neighbors spoke up, especially Mia and her mom. They saw me home. Board members Todd and Lisa slipped me evidence, recordings of Karen's threats and altered bylaws. At last, Daniels arrested her, fraud and harassment, even arson under investigation. For the first time, Karen looked small, powerless. The neighborhood started to heal. Todd became interim president, sticky notes disappeared, people painted, fixed, shared. I rebuilt my garage, stronger. Kids rode bikes, neighbors waved. Mia told me, "You're our hero." And for the first time, I felt peace. But here's the thing, people come and go. Power always tempts someone. Real power comes from neighbors standing together. So tell me, where are you watching from? What would you have done? Drop your city, your state. Let's talk about what justice really means, and if truth is enough to outlast even the nastiest lies.